If you are thinking C++ starts with a hello word, then you are learning it wrong. Welcome to the Code Truth. This is where you learn what actually coding looks behind the scene and how we work in real jobs. Most tutorials are start with printing hello world, but they did not explain what actually behind it and how C++ is basically works behind the scene. And I will help you and our channel will help you to get to know about the more details how it is working behind the scene. Actually, C++ is not just a coding language, or I would say any programming language is not just a language. It is how you talk to the computer, how you give instruction to the computer. So let's start with a traditional program, hello world, and I'll explain it in different way so that you can get to know how it is working behind the scene. Okay, so usually we always include IO stream to include the C in and C out. I'll explain it later what is that, but basically standard C++ I'm writing here a hello world program for which I think you will see in many tutorials. So this type of structure you always saw whenever you will find out somewhere. Have you ever thought what is this hash include? How it is working? Why we are doing this? What does this mean? So basically, whenever you including any header, what is header? I explain it later. But whenever you are including anything here, it is pasting that content of this file directly to this hello words.cpp. So now you come, there is one question always comes in mind, where is this IO stream? How it is there in the system? So whenever you install a compiler, it's already in your system. I'll show you. If you right click on this and go to the definition, it will tells you the path here. You see, it is the path where I installed C++, and if you go little down, it shows the content of the file and the definitions, some standard library definitions and everything. So whenever you include this data, this whole data will paste it here automatically by the compiler. When you do compilation of a program, it automatically get copied here. So you need to keep remember this thing. There is nothing with nothing, you can say nothing is just copying the data here, or you can say every time you wrote anything in our code, you need to understand what is behind that, why we are writing, how we are writing, and can it be better, something like this. And this is called a real engineering. Coding is very easy, but real engineering is tough to understand how the things are working. Then only you are able to think like a true engineer, and you are able to get to deep inside knowledge so that you can solve the real world problems in optimal and efficient manner. Okay, so you see what is this main function is where the main, and this is called entry of a program. Basically the execution starts from a main. And have you ever thought why we are writing int here? No. So int means it's a return type, what we are returning from the function. And why we are returning always 0? Have you ever thought? No, na? So I'll explain it. So whenever you goes to class, right? You ask the teacher, may I come in, ma'am? She will deny it, she will accept it. So to represent the acceptance, 0 is a acceptance, means 0 means it is accepted. your request is accepted or your permission is accepted, and 1 means anything less than 0 is means rejected. So when we are returning 0, it means we are telling the system that our program is executing successfully and it is returning 0. And what is this? This sends the output, this hello world, to the screen. How it is working, I'll explain it later in further classes. But you need to understand every word. Before writing anything, you need to understand why we are writing this, how it is going to be work there. There are many compilation steps involved whenever you are doing any compilation, whenever you are to making it an executable. There are many steps are included, involved and included in this classes as well. I'll share, but I'll tell you, it's like you can't find these details in a normal tutorial classes, but here in Code Tools you will find out these things, and it help you to understand the main logic behind the code. So now, so what is compilation actually? Have you ever thought? Compilation is nothing, it's just converting your code into the machine language so that machine can understand. There are for many steps involved in the compilation that will come in the later classes, but you will understand ki how this English is converted to zero ones, how it is giving the instruction to the computer. So whenever you need to compile any CPP file, you need to write something like this: g++ hello world.cpp. It compiles the code and generate an exe. You see in the left side, it is showing the exe. Now I will show while running this exe, it shows hello world. So whenever you are write hello world, right? It is just interacting with your computer and giving you the result back by printing the text. Okay, so in this way, you will learn the coding. In this way, you will learn the logic. In this way, you will learn how things are working behind the scene. And guys, I would say it is very, very important. You need to learn the basics. Then only you will able to have a real engineer jobs, and you will get a like a better version of yourself. And that's why I always said, hell, if you are learning hello world in a normal traditional way, then you are learning nothing. If you are learning in a deep manner, you will understand each and everything. Then you will able to get it how it is working, and your mind will automatically learn this thing and automatically solves the complex problem whenever you will get into the jobs, right? So I'm giving you homework for the next class. So the homework for the next class is uh, try to find out the steps involved in the compilation, how it is going to be converted. This program, this CPP file got converted into exe right in front of you only. How it is going to be converted? You need to you need to find out the detail, comment down the detail. Any question you have, you can ask me in the comments. I will try to answer. You can follow our Instagram page as well, and also the one and the last thing, learn everything, execute everything, but before that, understand the logic behind that. Okay, guys, see you soon.